I know. I said I wasn't going to do any more bridezillas for a while. I did say that, but we've just got some nasty old bridezillas out here behaving so damn poorly. It would just be a shame not to cover them. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to Tea Time Thoughts, the channel where we discuss thoughts and drink tea. So we have some more wedding-related Zilla content today, and yeah, I'm just gonna say, get ready for this one because it's wild. This is wild. My daughter and her fiance are planning on having a vegan and alcohol-free wedding, which caused an uproar within our family. Many of our family members and friends are meat eaters and enjoy having a drink or two, and they feel uncomfortable and unaccustomed to the restrictions being imposed upon them. What? Wait a second. You're invited to somebody else's party. This is not a restriction imposed upon you. You don't have to go. They feel like they won't be able to fully enjoy the wedding and that it is not a true representation of who they are. What is this? What am I reading? Why should someone else's wedding be a representation of who you are? What? Who are these people? I understand my daughter's choices and respect them, but I also want to make sure that everyone feels comfortable and happy. After much discussion with my family and friends, I decided to host an alternative reception at my house where meat and alcohol will be served for those who are unhappy with my daughter's reception. What? When I was a kid, you didn't even get a separate menu at dinner time. If you didn't like what was on the table, you didn't eat. These people are so spoiled that they need a separate wedding reception for a wedding that is not their wedding. What? Oh, I made it clear that this is an optional event and that everyone was welcome to attend or not. Many guests are choosing to attend the alternative reception instead of my daughter's reception, which is making her feel completely distraught and angry. Yeah, yes it is. Of course it is. What the hell? Wait, hold on. Hold everything. Shut up. Many guests are choosing to attend the alternative reception instead of my daughter's reception. OP, are you suggesting that you planned the alternate reception during your daughter's reception?
Oh, I understand that this is confusing for everyone. Let me explain. There's a party that starts at 3.
Right.
And then there's a way more fun party that starts at 2:45.
Is that what I'm reading here? Am I reading this right? Oh, she thinks I have disrespected her and her partner's choices. You have. And is accusing me of trying to sabotage her wedding. You are. I told her that's not the case. I'm simply trying to provide the wedding guests with more options. No. I get that a lot of people might want to have meat. You won't starve if you go 12 hours without eating meat, and you won't go into DTs if you go 12 hours without drinking alcohol. And if you do, I think if you're gonna have DTs because you got to go to a dry wedding, then maybe I suggest instead of driving to the reception, you drive yourself to rehab.
What's for breakfast?
Knuckleball sandwiches.
Just my 2 cents. I told her this is not the case. It's the case though. And that I'm simply trying to provide the wedding guests with more options. She insists that I should have supported her decision and made sure everyone was comfortable with it. If you don't like what's on the menu or not on the menu at a wedding reception, you're most welcome to not attend that wedding reception. You are most welcome to do something else with your time. You are welcome to go to a steakhouse and get drunk instead. People will look at you as being a giant butthole, but you're still welcome to do it. My daughter is threatening to disinvite me and my husband from the wedding if I do not cancel. Yay. I'm now unsure if I'm doing the right thing. Only now you're unsure if you're doing the right thing? It never crossed your mind before that this was a tacky, heinous, and ridiculous thing to do. I want to make sure that everyone is happy, but I also don't want to create an unnecessary rift with my daughter. Am I the butthole for hosting an alternative reception? Yeah, I mean, ooh. I've been to weddings where I didn't like the food, but it's not my wedding reception. I can leave anytime I want. I could go out to eat and then come back. Like, there are so many things that you can do. It sounds like they're boycotting the wedding because they're literally making a statement about how her life choices, the bride and the groom's life choices, do not align with some little socio-political thing that these idiots have in the back of their mind. It really does. It really seems that way. It seems like they're looking at the bride and the groom and going like, we just think that's kind of like this is a little too woke for us, whatever these idiots say. So we're not gonna go out of protest and spite. It's giving that. They would find another reason to bitch if she did serve a meat dish. It would be like, why do you have 2 vegan dishes and only 1 meat dish? Or, you know, some like that. These people are, yes, OP, you are the butthole, and you and your family can, you need to go to hell. You should not be allowed at that wedding.
298 frozen patties later.
Am I the butthole for telling my friend she was undermining my work by having extravagant centerpieces for the bridal table at her wedding compared to the guest table, which I made the centerpieces for? It's her wedding, right? It's her wedding. It's not your wedding. You just made centerpieces. Okay, I think I understand this. Sounds stupid. That's why I'm having trouble unraveling what she's telling us. Throw away, basically the title. I can make really nice floral arrangements. It's not really a business, but I've made centerpieces and arrangements for my family and friends and their events. Last year, Sadie, we're gonna call her Sadie, contacted me saying she likes my work and asked if I could make some centerpieces for the guest tables at her wedding. Sadie is my close friend's cousin. And while I've seen her around and occasionally talked to her, we're not close friends or anything. I said, sure. I worked out what she wanted. Also, I asked if she wanted something for the bridal table, but she said that was already covered. And she invited me to the wedding as well. That's nice. I like when people invite their vendors. So the wedding was last week, and I was really happy with how all the centerpieces turned out and thought they looked great. Bridal table, however, had these really extravagant centerpieces that were stunning, and I obviously didn't make those, so I asked Sadie who did. She said, oh, she made those ones herself. Outshining the vendor? No. But she wouldn't have had time to make all the centerpieces for the table, so that's why she asked me. I'll be honest, I felt kind of betrayed because her centerpieces were much nicer than mine. Oh, at least she's admitting it. She's not using words like
flashy or too fancy or tacky
to like wallpaper over the fact that she's actually jealous. She's actually saying,
they're way nicer than mine.
And people would ask about those, not the ones on the guest tables. I didn't say anything, but later messaged her politely, didn't go off, that I felt she was undermining my effort by having such showy centerpiece. It's her wedding. No. Sadie said she wasn't trying to undermine anything. This is what they thought went with the decor. I said she should have been upfront about the bridal table or had the same centerpieces as the guest tables. No, usually the bridal table has the nicer centerpieces, I think, right? She started getting pissed and she said there's nothing to be upfront about. Now I'm overstepping. So am I the butthole? I'm just kind of annoyed that she was trying to overshadow my work. But she was annoyed at me for texting that. I don't even know what to say. Oh, first of all, the humor in this is not lost on me. You hire a vendor to do a job, but then you do a small portion of that job as just an amateur nobody, and your stuff steals the show. I love it. Yeah, you're the butthole. Sadie's the better artist. You made nice centerpieces. People liked it. Like, deal with it. Anybody who's looking for guest table centerpieces is not going to ask Sadie to do them anyway because Sadie did really extravagant ones. People are going to look at your tasteful little centerpieces and say, you know what? I would hire her to do my guest tables. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe not now because Sadie probably told everyone she knows about your text message. So yeah, good luck with your business. Guestzilla. Last weekend, I was invited to my friend's little sister's wedding. It was very lavish, and it had name cards. They had everyone's name tag on a small potted plant, which was also a party favor. I was super excited to take my plant home. My little brother, Teal, studies horticulture, so I thought he could teach me how to take care of the plant. As the party was winding down, I noticed a lot of guests were leaving without taking their plotted plants. Green, this is her friend, noticed too. And he also knows Teal very well, so he suggested we grab a few extra plants to give Teal. I pulled my car up by the venue. Whoa, what? By the shipping receiving doors in the back, right? And Green helped me load the plants. There were a ton of plants, and the venue crew was starting to clean up. I felt bad that they'd all get thrown away, fair enough. And I knew Teal would appreciate them, since as a struggling student, he couldn't afford a ton of plant stuff. If he's studying horticulture and a packet of seeds is like $1, I'm sorry, he can afford to grow his own plants. But we continue. Green was a little hesitant, but he helped me load the rest of the plants. 50 to 60 little plants in total, of different varieties. I was doing a final sweep of the room for plants. I was doing a final sweep of the room for plants when I passed the wedding party table. Now, the bridesmaids and groomsmen had, in addition to their plant, gotten little bottles of perfume and cologne, and a bottle of wine, and a box of chocolates. So new! Stop it. Stop it. You know it's coming, don't you? Some were left behind when the guests left. Green and I were the last ones there, except for a few family and bridal party members outside or in the lobby waiting for their rides. You know damn well why she was the last one there. Oh man, she's gonna loot the place. I helped myself to these items too, since they were just left behind. Green suggested that we give these items back to his sister, but I said they were all favors and they were left behind and they wouldn't have left them if it was important. Yeah, they would. Yeah, they would. Have you ever been to a wedding that you've either been a part of or it's your wedding? The last thing you want to think about at the end of a day like that is cleaning up. What you actually want to be thinking about is just going home and relaxing, getting your shoes off, just being with your new spouse or whatever. What the actual fuck? And the venue will usually let you keep stuff there overnight because they understand this. Everybody understands this. But yeah, okay. And plus, the plants are party favors. That's one thing. But the wine and the chocolates and the perfume and stuff like that, those aren't party favors. Those were gifts. Those were personalized gifts for her attendants. And OP's stealing those. Blue and Green's mom, Rose, oh, Blue's the bride, by the way. Rose saw us leaving the venue and was shocked about the plants. I tried to explain that everyone had just left the plants behind. We didn't want them to get thrown away. Yeah, like the plants, I kind of get it, but at this point, a few of the guests who were still waiting for their rides and had forgotten their plants wandered over, noticed the plants, and suddenly remembered. A few asked for their plants back, and I gave them.
Where are the turtles? Come on, guys, get out of here. Where are the turtles? Where are they?
Rose suggested other people take more plants, which was rude and annoying, but nobody else wanted more plants. Rose is rude and annoying? Rose, you tacky jackal? Rose is the rude and annoying one? Are you sure? Are you sure about that? Then someone noticed the chocolates and wine from the wedding party favors, and people started trying to claim those. Rose was shocked and asked if I'd stolen those too. I explained they were left behind and would have otherwise been thrown away. At this point, there was only one bottle of wine and box of chocolates left, since the last guests had claimed them. So they weren't yours. Rose got really upset with us and accused us of stealing the party favors and that Green should have known better. He really should have. And I think, to be fair, he tried to stop her. He did. Rose told Blue and insisted that Green and I reimburse the cost of the wedding party favors. Green said we should split it, but I'm arguing that he needs to tell Rose to back off because the party favors would have been thrown out anyway, and the other guests took them, so why should I have to pay? You should pay for the ones that you took, right? Like, okay, maybe not pay for the ones that the guests came back and got. You should pay for the ones that you took, bestie. And you took the gifts for the wedding party. You literally took the gifts meant for the wedding party. Those aren't favors. There's no confusion here whatsoever. Those were personalized gifts and you stole them. You're lucky they don't press charges. Oh, Jesus Christ. This is bad. Just